I am live. Hello, hello, 9/22/2022, 22222 code, right? We see the how many twos in that? The five twos, five twos, 9/22, actually 7/22, right? September is sept, which means seven. October is eight, which means octopus. But as the government always do, they speak in code. They only You have to be able to decode it. You have to know the Jewish calendar, not the Gregorian calendar that many Americans know, or the American calendar. If you want to be specific, because there are some things that you'll be counting for the ninth month, and it's not the ninth month. In September, it is the seventh month, right? According to the Jewish calendar and the Bible calendar, that helps us understand through numbers, help us understand what the elite are doing. If you don't know who the elite are, that's the government. Let us know what the moves are. Why? Because most of them are the writers of the Bible. Generations and generations ago, they translated the Bible. They put their moves in the book. They put the moves in the book. And so when many people suggest, for example, Bible prophecies come to pass, I ask them, do you know who the writers of the Bible are? Have you did their research? Have you did their due diligence? But before we get into topic, let's take care of business, you all. Come in, hit that like and share button. Do both. Do me a favor, you all. Do both. Um, and let's get right into it. I have been religiously, religiously. It's not too many things that I do out of religion, but I have been religiously live streaming. I'm telling you all that it is here. Shemitah is coming. September 26th, which is also my born date. 4 days left. Rosh Hashanah begins September 24th of this year, within 2 days of Rosh Hashanah. And if you know anything about that, or if you don't know, I'm going to tell you. What that means is that it is a cycles. There are cycles ending and cycles beginning for the economy. But this time it is different. As the Bible predicts, 7 years of prosperity, 7 years of plentiness, and then 7 years of famine. And also now that 50th Jubilee, we are at that 50th Jubilee. And many people take it as, okay, wow, we're going to have debt freedom, we're going to be free of debts, but they don't correlate or they don't connect that debt freedom also equivalents to um, freedom from possession, freedom from things that you own or you had ownership of. You are free of debt, for example, but you also may lose a house, right? You're free of debt. You don't have a vehicle, no, but you may lose the vehicle at the same time, right? You're free of debt, but you lose the credit card limits that you have. And there are consumers now, people now, that are filing bankruptcy at a high rate, and businesses, not just people and consumers and businesses alike. And so, what I do is educate people of how to get instant cash flow. If you have a paycheck, you can get that turnaround in 24 hours, in a 24 hours business day. I also teach people what assets will be used for this great reset. Again, top blue chip cryptocurrencies will be used, as we see XRP have been getting big gains this week, shooting up in the higher percentage. And Ethereum, actually, XRP is up 23%, right? And I always like to make this statement, or my quote that I'm coin phrasing. Michael Jordan, being a former basketball coach that I am, I studied this quote by Michael Jordan. He said, "You miss all of the shots that you don't take." Right? Michael Jordan said, "Take the shot, pull the trigger." Right? You miss all the shots that you don't take. And my quote to piggyback off of that is, "You miss all of the investments that you do not make." Some of these investments will not come around again. They will not be cheap for long. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that I know in the network marketing business. and in the network marketing space. And they will only invest if a network marketing company sells them a product, meaning that they won't invest outside of that network marketing company because they don't want to do their own research and due diligence. And they're missing out on this great wealth transfer, the greatest wealth transfer that this generation has ever experienced. I think that's a very, very sad case that people will miss out on a wealth transfer because they are so indoctrined into religion and not doing things on their own, not doing their own research and due diligence. Let me try to fix this camera angle. And so again, XRP on today is up 20, was it 23%? Was it higher? I think I made a mistake and exited out. Okay, XRP is up exactly 23.52%, right? Also, ADA has some upgrades that's going live. Let me share that screen again before we dive into this. Again, you all invite more people in. And even if you're watching this on the replay, support the knowledge, support the channel, and hit that thumbs up, right? 23% today. People in a economy that inflation is astronomically every day. Your everyday goods and prices are increasing by the day, right? Having gains like this is certainly helpful. But most people cannot ride this roller coaster ride because they cannot take the dips. They can take the green days, right? They can take the sunny days, but as New Edition sings, can you stand the rain? Can you take the rainy days? When to come? Can you take the good with the bad? So up 23% for Ripple. Ripple will definitely be, after the lawsuit has finished, a commodity and not a security, which means it's definitely going to be that main technology used by central banks globally to help transfer funds quick and inexpensive around the world. Also, news on ADA, Cardano. ADA has a fork. The Vassal upgrade goes live. Its newest fork is in the blockchains. Most significance is adding smart contract last September. So everything is happening right now with the Shemitah and this Rosh Hashanah this weekend. Within 2 days, Rosh Hashanah is September 24th through the 27th, and the Great Reset, right? So after several months of delay, Cardano vessel upgrade and hard fork finally goes live, and that was today at 9:44 p.m. UTC time, bringing significant performance and enhancements to this blockchain. So great upgrades for ADA. The success of Cardano mainnet hard fork was announced by blockchain on Twitter, and this hard fork, we're happy to announce that. Look at the numbers, people. The double 44, right? UTC time, in collaboration with the Cardano Stiffer team or Stiff Tongue, successfully for Cardano and the Vassal features. This is why I've been telling people that if you are self-employed or you own your own business, you have about 90 days. You have approximately 3 months, for example, to test cash flow and to get in a home-based business so that you can increase your tax deductions. Most people are in a position where they either owe the government or maybe you want to get more of a tax refund back come January to increase or get 1,000 more back than what you're accustomed to giving, and that's whether you're your own boss, your own business, or you have a job. But for the job employee, if you complete a W-4, right? If you complete a W-4, that turnaround for an employee is within 24 hours. I help my business partner. My most recent success that I know of, some people join and they don't really tell me how much of a pay raise that they've received, but $600, and I think it was $1 or $4, but that's in Washington, that's in the West Coast. It don't matter what part of the world you're from, $604 extra out of your paycheck of money that you did not already have, where you're not working overtime or asking your boss for a pay raise, is a big deal. So again, XRP is attracting a lot of investors right now, out of hope of a positive court ruling. So that's 25% rally above the key long resistance level right there. Crypto markets again are in the green today. Bitcoin also see a 4.7% gain. It's at 19,300. Ether up 6.5%. The merge is over for Ether. Is but it's recapturing that $1,300 level. And you have some other cryptos that did that's not well known, but like Ashtar, 23%, 17%, respectively. So just, you know, a little green for cryptocurrency. Now, if you bought in when it was on a high, you still may be in the red, but that's only a paper loss. A paper loss is not a permanent loss unless you cash out. So let's talk about the other side of this great reset besides blue chip cryptocurrencies. What else will take place? Well, I'm glad you asked, right? Let's look at silver. Silver is outperforming gold, and silver will outperform gold in this great reset as we again switch from physical currency to digitalized currency. If you're asking me why, well, gold, for example, is usually made to make jewelry, right? Gold will not be used in RFID chip and the 5G Wi-Fi technology, solar panels. Uh, Silver has two natures, right? Two sides of the coin, literally, where it is used for industrial things, right? And it's also used as money. So it's two nature. In silver, it is twofold, and it means it serves dual purposes, which makes silver the most undervalued asset right now that you can get for under $30 an ounce, including the shipping and handling. That if you are looking for assets that's going to increase your equity besides texting cash flow to the number on the screen, right? Because I firmly believe get your cash flow, and this also helps with your credit score. If you have personally low credit, texting cash flow will help your credit, increase your credit scores, as well as add you a 470 tax deductions. So you can go on to build bigger accounts and bigger business credit. So is silver about to outshine gold? This article was released yesterday with the Fed about to announce its next interest rate change. It's a good time to check out the condition of gold. After all, gold is tied to a true and safe haven asset. And historically, people, this is historically has been used as a hedge during times of uncertainty, which we are definitely in, as right to protect against inflation. And silver is used to protect against inflation and stock market volatility or volatility. I'm sorry, I had to drink that water. Ooh, felt good. Volatile. I can't get my words together. The volatility of the stock market, right? So gold is as sensitive to interest rates and the trend in the U.S. dollar. But when analyzing the trend and trade of gold, it's a good idea to look at silver because trends in these precious metals tend to be more reliable when they are in sync, right? So currently gold and silver have very different chart patterns, but they may be ready to move in the same direction. People, that is great news. So if you see my website strolling down at the bottom, queenofcoinsilver.com, that's going to be great that gold and silver are now on the trend to move in the same direction. Why? Because gold is about $1,800 an ounce, whereas silver, again, including shipping and handling, is under $30 an ounce, about $20, maybe 24, and then when you include your shipping and handling. So one of the most important fundamental difference between gold and silver is what drives the demand. Almost all of the gold that has been mined to this day is still here. See, this is the education component. This is the part that I'm teaching you all. All of the gold that has been mined, for the most part, is still here. Again, gold is mainly used in jewelry. That's the high demand, right? But when we look at silver, and its use is primarily limited to currency, portable wealth, and jewelry, right? This is gold. It is still here because, again, it says its use is primarily limited to currency. Gold and silver is real money. Portable wealth, meaning you're traveling abroad or out of country, and jewelry, right? Only about 11, that's my number right there. You all see it. 11% of gold is consumed for commercial use, but silver, on the other hand, is more widely used as a commercial metal. In fact, about 50% of silver on the market, people, is used commercially. So when I'm telling you all to check out their website, get silver at a discounted price. Why? Because buying silver online for any other online dealer will not get you extra income. Everything I'm telling you right now is about assets and cash flow and increasing your credit score. You can't go on SD Bullion, for example, and buy silver or gold and then get paid to do so. But you can do that on Queen of Coins Silver. Just select to become a wealth ambassador. Right? You're going to see, I want to become a wealth ambassador. And then you decide how many coins that you want automatically shipped to your wherever you live, wherever you reside after that. So it's the first time in many opportunities that you get to select whatever your monthly auto ship and amount will be that's automatic delivered to you, where you are getting your wealth, you're getting money, you're getting God's money, God's resources delivered to you so you can become an automatic millionaire. Getting things done subconsciously is the way to become a 7 and 8 figure uh, investor, or to have a 7 to 8 figure portfolio. So silver, on the other hand, is more widely used as a commercial metal. In fact, 50% of silver on the market is used commercially. As a result, gold and silver can react differently to economic forces like interest rates, inflation, and growth expectations. More importantly, for trading, there are compelling technical reasons why silver may outshine gold in a couple weeks and months. Yes, this is not me saying it. Someone left a comment on a post that I made that the government or the economists are just trying to scare people to invest in silver, because I announced that the U.S. Mint announced that they are having a silver shortage. So a lot of these dealers are not getting silver. And I'm like, this is something you need to be scared into getting. There's such thing of brainwashing that's a good washing. Some people need a good brainwashing. There's some good brainwashing and scare tactics, because that's a good thing, because people only change for two reasons, and that's out of pain or out of pleasure. That's out of fear or out of faith. Sometimes you can scare yourself into prosperity. So silver is developing a potential bullish consolidation pattern above the 50-day moving average. Gold, on the other hand, is sitting at multi-year lows. Silver has rallied from its most recent low, which has bullish divergence on the 250 and 50-10 real motion indicators, right? The red arrow points to the bullish motion or divergence of silver, average being above the 50 RM 50-day process, while the opposite is true in the price. So just know, right, even at $20 or $17, and then you have to add the spot price, the most undervalued asset right now to have. right? So there's a bullish oversold in gold, right? But silver is on task to now sync with gold, and in other words, go on its bull run. In a bear market, silver outperforms gold. Tangible silver. I'm not talking about ETFs. I'm talking about silver that you hold in your hand. So today's article, silver is about to outshine gold. Also, just some more historical facts for you. The ancient Egyptians value silver more than gold. They value silver more than gold. So if you're going to go on the website and opt in, a wealth ambassador, if you want to get additional income, that way you can at the same time get God's money and more of government's money, because people, those two, cash and coins and commodities, needs to sync together just like gold and silver, right? Just like peanut butter and jelly, as Forrest Gump would say. They need to sync together as well, because although cash is the lowest yielding asset as of right now, it is still an asset because you can go to the grocery store and exchange it for food and your goods, everyday goods. You can go to the gas pump and exchange it for gas. So get more government's money and God's money. Now, the Queen of Coins Silver website will not get you the 470 tax deductions. I believe you need to sync both of those, or it won't give you an instant pay raise out of your paycheck in 24 hours so that you can have more investing income. So those are two separate things, but if you sync them together, you can greatly improve your residual income, your credit scores, and your cash flow and your investments. Jerome Powell, right, has a tough message. His tune, if you watch the State of Address, his tune certainly changed. And he has a tough message for investors that says, tie your seatbelts, because recession and unemployment, people, are coming. Again, I have religiously been live streaming about this, probably too much ahead of my time, that people didn't listen for 2 years in the making. They're telling you that such a time is coming, such a time as this. Try to kill this neck. That you're going to see the economic, the Titanic crash into the iceberg during this time, during the Great Reset, during the Shemitah, during the Rosh Hashanah, because the Bible gives you codes and it happens in seasons, right? As we are changing. And people, this is a very exciting time for people to have silver and cryptocurrency and have positive cash flow and credit. This is a very exciting time for those people. This is the wealth transfer. Jerome Powell says, hold on, hold tight. You're going to see a lot of unstableness in cryptocurrency and anything in digital investments, including the stock market. So be aware of your 401k. All right. The Federal Reserve delivered the bluntest message Wednesday of what it will take to finally tame high inflation. It all is, the Federal Reserve is just, the game that they play. They they increase the price, right? They cause the problem. They wait for the reaction. Then they come in and say, "Oh, we have a solution," knowing that the whole time, the whole agenda was to just switch to central banks, digital currency, and this Fed coin. Again, you all come in and say hello. If you're watching the live stream, I'm seeing over 400 people. At least drop your state or your city. Let me know where you are tuning in from. Jerome Powell acknowledged that many economists have been saying this for months. The Fed's goal of engineering a soft landing in which it will manage to slow growth enough to curb inflation, but not so much as to cause a recession. This looks, give me a second, ice in my leg, my feet, having some feet pain. Um, as the Fed steadily raises borrowing costs to slow the worst streak of inflation. People, that's the number four. The number four means a directional change. I got this from Papa Doug, so I give him credit that the news is an acronym for North, East, West, and South. You have the four directions that tells you also, people, this is the fourth industrial revolution. Thank you, Facebook and Florida, for tuning in. And let me know where you are tuning in from. Hello, and thank you for tuning in and engaging. And so you have the fourth industrial revolution and the worst streak of inflation in 4 decades, four directions, four corners of the earth. I'll tell you what the pivot should be, how your plans and your mindset economically should change and should take a shift, right? No one knows whether this process will lead to a recession or how significant, of course, we're already in a recession, right? Or how significant that recession would be before the Fed policymakers would consider halting their rate hikes. He said they have to see continuous slow growth, but they were very blunt, right? Now, falling gas prices have slowly lowered headline and inflation, which is still a pain for people. You're still paying over 25-30% for gas. So those declining prices at the gas pump might have contributed to a recent rise in President Joe Biden's public approval ratings, which Democrats hope will boost their prospects in November midterm elections. Right. On Wednesday, the Fed officials also forecast more jumbo size hikes to come, raising that benchmark. Roughly, there's 44 again. They speak to you in numbers, especially if you're able to decode numbers and what it means, and then connect that decoding to the Bible. The Bible is a very, I love it, studying from a numbers and numerical perspective. When the Bible tells you to do a certain thing 7 times, or the coding of even Genesis 1, right? What was done on the 6th day. All things, for example, done by the 4th day, right? There was light created, there was land created, there was liquid, and there was life, as every seed was now able to be vegetarian, be able to be fruit bearing. I don't like, I'm crooked. Trying to see, I think my camera is crooked, so I got to kind of sit. Hello, New York coming in. Looks like I'm crooked, but all of that numerology, everything in the Bible, number 11, for example, starting with Genesis 11, talks about a transfer of technology systems, a different frequency. So the number 11, as of 9/11, represents chaos and confusion and destruction, and then a wealth transfer simultaneously at the same time, as millions of dollars of silver and gold. Silver and gold will be used to reset the currency system. It is definitely an asset for the reset. And I'm just telling you, while the U.S. Mint saying they're selling out silver, you need to get silver and gold while it's available. It will not be always available. When the Fed coin and universal basic income is released, if you're receiving UBI, you're not going to be able to purchase certain assets, because the government will then be able to control what you can purchase and what you cannot purchase. Again, I've been saying this 2 years, a long time coming, but the time has finally come. Also, China is letting go of U.S. debt. As China dumped the debt, again, it's going to bring in the Fed coin. It's going to bring in a new currency system. I'm looking to do that in the first quarter of 2023, of the Fed coin being released. So China shift U.S. bond holdings offshore, right? Potentially beyond the reach of any future currency sanctions. So that's the ripple. You get it? XRP, ripple effect. You all like my joke? Tell you they talk to you in code and signs and wonders, right? The ripple effect, as China cut the U.S. debt by 9% by the end of 2021 and to July of this year. Meanwhile, the Cayman Islands, check this out, people, saw a 38.5 billion rise in China's treasury holdings, holding in the Cayman Islands, and Bermuda saw a 7 billion increase. So why is China doing this? Well, China is protecting any dollar dominated assets from any future sanctions like the kind that froze the Russian foreign currencies. But also, China is doing this because it's dumping the dollar. Many people don't know the news media, which always tells you. I would believe just the opposite of what the news say. But at any rate, that President Biden was going to Saudi Arabia to ask for an increase of oil production, which is also something to take note of and be aware of going into the fall and winter season. But the real reason why President Biden went to Saudi Arabia was to beg them not to dump the United States dollar and asked to keep our dollar in as an exchange for their commodities. Also, gas prices are starting to rise. If you can see the time on this, people, have you never start paying attention to the time along with the dates of articles that you read, right? Let me enlarge this. This time is exactly 10:10. This is another way to decode and understand the messages, the subliminal messages that's being sent, the 11:11 warning. So after an extended, this is the price of gold over here, $1,800 an ounce. That's why silver is a much better investment, right? Extended period of dropping gas prices, the average price rose in the valley today. So if you're on the West Coast, in Vegas, Nevada, California, you already seeing $5 gas prices. For some people, that felt like a relief because it was at $7 a gallon, right? Now, also the housing market is going to be included in this as well as student loan debt and this great reset. The housing market, student loan debt, all of that is going to be included in this. And the Federal Reserve has said, expect the housing market. They finally let you know that this is the end game, according to this article, for their housing reset. Everything. This is the all thing bubble. This is the all thing, everything. Student loans, the Jubilee, right? The Shemitah of all Shemitahs, because this is going to have a big currency system change and reset. Fed Jerome Powell told reporters in June that spiking mortgage rates would see the pandemic housing boom fizzle out in the eyes of Powell. He said that would be a good thing, but he said if you are a home buyer, somebody or a young person looks to buy a home, he says you need a bit of a reset. We need to get back to a place where supply and demand are back together and where inflation is down low again and mortgage rates are low again. Mm. So Jerome Powell said that a housing reset simply want buyers to back off long enough to allow the inventory to rise, or does that reset means the Fed wants home prices, which spiked 43% people in 2 years? Do they want the home price to come down? I can attest they want the home prices to come down. With that being said, excuse me. With that being said, one of my business partners sent me a text today that farmers are selling farming equipment, posted on Facebook, $200,000. If great farmland, they're getting rid of the farming equipment. I don't know, what they don't see as far as getting the land ready for the fall and going into the winter for the spring season. But we said that this can very well and probably will include a food shortage, as FedEx has come out and said as well that this will be a global recession. It will be global because this is a global reset. So crude oil also increased today. I've been telling you all that you're going to see gas prices increase, so you need to get the maximum amount out of your paychecks and out of your LLC or S corp when it comes to businesses. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Marcelia. I hope I pronounced that right, but I can say Garner. Thank you so much, Queen. I appreciate those positive comments. So crude oil is surging as well. People also get your food, water, and gas stocked up. Items that have long shelf life, get that stocked up. Make sure you have wood burning fireplace. Have you a chainsaw? If you live in the rural areas, aka known as the country, where you can cut wood, or hey, I hope you don't have to go back to the old time days where you need an axe. So make sure you have a chainsaw to do that. So U.S. gasoline futures were up 3.6% at 2.57 cents a gallon. And Russia is pressing ahead with the biggest mobilization of forces people since World War II after the President Putin's order on Wednesday, raising fears that escalating of the conflict of the UK could further damage the supply chain, people, from this. See, Russia is the major supplier of crude oil. So this is a clear escalation and raised concern over what the implications could be for Russian energy flows. With that being said, people, United States is not getting imports coming in from Russia or from Saudi Arabia. And for some reason, President Biden is selling the oil to China, the reserves that we have. So, people, this is the time to now make the right moves to get the assets for the reset, right? And thank you. I do. I didn't even know if I was gonna live stream tonight. I just took a long, well-needed nap. But I am looking forward to the next upcoming weeks and months that I'm just totally living off the grid. I'm not really live streaming. A lot of YouTubers that have been putting in work for a long time are going to be just kind of chilling because I don't think people really know the energy. Y'all, this camera is bothering me. Now I don't look crooked. Yay, right. I finally fixed it, but I was icing my leg, my foot, and all my knees been giving me problems. Should have did that a long time ago. That was bothering me. But doing a live stream is equivalent or just preaching a 1 hour long sermon is equivalent to a 40-hour work week. It can be just that energy draining, right? And I know it just seems like people are just standing up talking. That's why people do 10, 20 minutes live stream, which I should. But usually when I live stream, I like to show the proof. I like to show the research. And it's just what I do. So with that being said, I'm logging off, right? I'm going to go back and get my rest, but I am definitely looking forward to, living off the grid. Um, Definitely has prepared as much as I could. I probably could do better in the food section of inventory. Thank you so much. What silver to buy food and what silver to buy food and goods with? That's a great question. As long as it's 0.999, and if you can get American Silver Eagles. American Silver Eagles. You get those American Silver Eagles because they are globally, accepted as well. And then from there, I'm getting as much stacking as much as Queen Elizabeth Silver with her portrait on it, just because that is going to be a collector's item, which means it's going to give you a greater return on your investment because her portrait is not being printed on paper money or silver coins. It will go out of date, out of printed. So that's a more collectible type item. I told people the Platinum 70 Jubilee Barbie doll, for example, in April was $80 to purchase. Now they're online from ranging from $600 on the low end depending on its condition, all the way to $1,000 or more if it's in very good or near perfect condition. So I'm definitely getting those coins with her portrait on it, and then getting let me log in right quick, the Britannica, as well as the American Silver Evil Eagle, and the Britannica is great as well. So let me log in real quick. I thought this was cute. This is my back office, just with Queen Elizabeth's portrait on it, as you can see. This is a 1 ounce silver looning. I think it's only, this is a five, it says $5 um, on it, on the print of it, $5 coin. But, I just like that Looney Tunes anyway. Is that Daffy Duck? Yeah, Daffy Duck. Okay. It's uncirculated, and this is from the 1930s. You all do know that the Depression, right, started in 1933. And the first film series was produced in the 1930s of Looney Tunes. But this is, let me see. Oh, only 15,000. So it has Queen Elizabeth II, along with the Somalia crest, the face value, year of issue. So the face value is showing $5, and it's 1 ounce. So anything 1 ounce. This is the AG 0.9999, for example, $5. So this is definitely will be in my storage away from home. Also, let me share that again. Let's see. You're welcome. And thank you for the super chat. Thank you. Let me see if the American Eagle is on here. For my horse reviews, horse lovers, Canada 2019 5 silver with the Queen. This is $2 face value on it. Trill Life, of course, I love that. Trill Life is back in stock. It was out of stock. These go fast. This is the Great Britain. I look this one too. The American Eagles and the Great Britain. Telling you, with the Queens, Britannica now $29. This is back in stock, and this is 1099B certified, meaning that you sell it back, right, or or maybe even grocery purchase. But just know this is likely to last your Queen Elizabeth will grace anything. They highlighted this to let you know that this is the official coin of Great Britain, people. And it was issued by Britain's Royal Mint in 1997. So this is actual legal tender already. And if you have to sell it back in collections, it has a 1099B form, which means you don't have to report it to the IRS for taxes. And this is 0.9995 silver rounds guaranteed. So you know the difference between rounds and coins. Guaranteed to contain 1 ounce silver weight. The Royal Mint has been striking. So definitely this, definitely the American Silver Eagle, anything with the Queen's portrait face on it as well. Also, any pre-1964 coins, any pre-1964 coins, which is called junk silver, like this. These are silver quarters. You went to the same high school as Tex Avery Credits or Looney Tunes. Wow. That's cool. Wait a minute. You went to the same high school, Looney Tunes? It's created in 1930s, right? Let me tell me. You saying you went to the same high school as Tex Avery? Oh, what year was this? What year was this? Uh, this is junk silver, right? Also a goodbye. People just look at a quarter. Pre 1964 is almost $10. That's the value of silver, and holding its value. Each $1 face value of 4 quarters contain 715 ounces of silver. So these silver coins were pulled from circulation. They took out real money and threw fake money, and the introduction of copper, nickel. You all remember when they were saying there was a coin shortage, right? They wanted to hold those coins as well, because all of these commodities, copper, nickel, platinum, palladium, right? So it's going to go up in value. So the rising demand of silver, the public saved them for 90% of silver content, and a rainy day fund they can fall back on. Don't miss your chance to own these 1964 and pre random year silver quarters today that's also on there. But also again, definitely your American Silver Eagles and a Britannica. Right, those would be my top two. Definitely, if I was just starting out, those would definitely be my top two as far as groceries, etc. Like that. Let me show you Silver Eagle from the class of 11. Okay, got you. From the class of 11, 420, almost 30. Okay, so 2011, you can find this by clicking on coins on the website. And this is the American Silver Eagles, right? So definitely those, especially for food purchases. Um, when this economy shut down and anything with Queen Elizabeth face, there's definitely, they even have dolphins. I don't know, whatever, like horses, dolphins, um, Australian Lunar Year, tigers with the Queen Elizabeth while still available, 2022. These are more collectible items. And Saint Helena, modern British trade. So you'll find this. This is the I like the silver kookaburra too, and Queen's face. Definitely will add this. This is also a 1099, and this is 0.9999 silver. Definitely add that to my collection as well. And I want to get emotional attached, but silver is so beautiful. Sometimes you can. Um, but when it comes down to eating, you'll let that silver coin go quick in exchange for groceries. So you can just, peruse the back office and also get credit while you're shopping. Wolverine, if you're a Wolverine fan. Um, I like this one. Just from a collector's. Elizabeth VII, pitch $37. This is 1 ounce. And let me see. This is limit, people. See, this is what you need to look for. I wasn't planning on being on this long. Limit 5 per household, $37.97. 1 ounce silver dragon, rectangular shape. It's a symbol of power, strength, wealth, good fortune, and so these are the Queen Elizabeth face value, right? These are the ones you need to. Isn't that beautiful? Right? 9999. Just beautiful. $1 face value on it. And you only get 5 per household. So they're letting you know that they don't want too many people to overstack items like this. So just, when you get on Queen of Coin Silver, if you want to become a wealth ambassador, what you would do is click on this link, 1 ounce silver coins, and it would take you to the page that I was just on, right? Where your American Silver Eagle is there, 1 ounce silver coins. And this, I mean, there's a lot of beautiful collections, like the Australian 1 ounce wedge silver eagle coin with the Queen's face on it. It's 41. It's a limit mintage of only 50,000 as well, right? No per household, however. And so, if you're a Sonic fan, Sonic and South Korean, 1 ounce silver medal, limited mint of 40,000. Silver is just really, really big. I mean, gold and platinum and palladium is beautiful as well. This is one, so that's where you find that limit 5 for household, queenofcoinsilver.com, and become a wealth ambassador. Also, by becoming a wealth ambassador, there's also gold here. But becoming there's some gold on the site. A wealth ambassador, you also will help feed starving children and people. I tell people all the time, right? If whatever you make happen for somebody else, God will make happen for you. God will make happen for you. And so with with that being said, people, you take care of other children and people that's starving. You take care of yourself from suffering from food famine and starving as well. So that's a dual 007 fast. That's a dual benefit. See, 10 per household, limited mint of 30,000, 007. I don't, unfortunately, I like the number seven though. I don't know much about 007. Again, AG point 4999 silver. I can go on about the number 9 and the divinity and what that means biblically, but I won't because it's late. Again, I took a nap, so I live stream late. So again, that's the Queen of Coin Silver website, and also to get your cash flow so you can have money to invest. Text cash flow to 254-788-1144 so I can give you more information. If you have negative credit, get out of bad. You don't have to live with bad credit. Increase your cash flow and get you more tax deductions. The tax year and the tax man cometh. You have 90 days, approximately 90 plus days, to take advantage of 2022 home-based business tax deductions. So get started today. Either one of these decisions or both, you will not regret. See my book in the my stack of books has prosperity on it. I teach it, I read it, I breathe it, I live it, and I want you to live it as well, right? You all be safe. The housing reset is here. The great reset is here. The great wealth transfer is here. Get assets for the reset. I want you to do that. Hashtag for me, assets for the reset, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. And again, thank you for my live viewers for tuning in and chiming in, hitting that like button and subscribing to the YouTube channel. Make sure you see that gray subscribe. And just know I do not have a WhatsApp account. I will never tell you to send me in a Bitcoin but if you want to cash out me Bitcoin, I'll take it, right? I would never tell you to send me Bitcoin or any other cryptocurrency. That's not how I operate. So be out for scammers in the comment section. There's nothing YouTubers can do to stop that. All right, you all, this is wrap up for the late night live stream. Let's get ready for this roller coaster ride and let's be prepared and let's be happy. A harsh winter is coming, but you're going to come out, as the Bible says, as does it say pure gold? Let me see. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. Does it say it's silver and gold? If you're prepared. I did a live stream last night that was telling people, even Jesus had a trade in the business. They said Jesus was a carpenter. Even Jesus was a carpenter. Right? Even Jesus had a business. It did not say Jesus had a skill job and a business. He hung around business people. His disciple, Matthew, tax collector, Peter, a fisherman, Paul, a tent maker. Women that were business, Lydia, the usage of her home for the gospel was the seller of purple linen. You had a Proverbs 31st woman whose husband praised her at the gates for her many business transactions and ordeals. Nothing but wealth. It's more people from King Solomon to Queen Makeda, who is the Queen of Sheba. More people in the Bible mention about wealth and prosperity than poverty. For example, did you know there was a poor man Lazarus? Yes, we heard the preacher preach about the poor man Lazarus, but did you know about the rich Lazarus? Yes, Lazarus that Jesus raised from the dead was rich. Lazarus was Jesus' friend. It said, they told him that his friend, read that scripture, Lazarus had died. Mary and Martha, brother, right? His friend, Lazarus, has died. And people also, another thing, FedEx is saying they're going to have a $2.7 billion budget cut. FedEx. So Mary anointed Jesus' feet, the sister of Martha, they had money. People that were invited to homes Lydia to preach the gospel. They had money. The and I used to speak quite frequently to a friend guy who he and I share the same birthday. He the one that he loved to talk about, Joseph of Arimathea, who paid for Jesus' funeral, who was rich. Like there's so many. Um, one of the apostles that was entrusted with the act of taking Jesus from the cross. Joseph of Arimathea, Arimathea, one of the original 12 disciples. He was a disciple of Jesus. You all know about him. Was an important man in his own right. He was mentioned in the four Gospels in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John as a high counselor, a voting member, and who officially wanted Jesus condemned to death. Right, but however, you can speculate if he had not consent or agreed with that decision to push Pontius Pilate to impose the death of Jesus, what that would have been made. But in spite of the relationship with Jesus, his loyalty to him was largely kept in secret. Right, this is John 19:38. Jesus was unpopular with the elders of the church. Right, Jesus was not a religious person. And although Joseph of uh, I can't hardly say that. I think I'm sleepy. But Arimathea, Arimathea had attempted to keep his love for Jesus a secret. He boldly went to Pilate and asked for the body of Jesus to be placed at his trust. Arimathea. So, I'm thirsty. Um, so with that being said, just so many rich and wealthy people. God, God had rich and Jesus had rich and wealthy women surrounded by him. And you do know Jesus, like Joseph, was sold for silver, right? Silver, not gold, silver. So, people, prepare. The Great Reset is coming. Winter is coming. Get your wood burning fireplace. Get your food. Stock up on food that have long shelf life. Store your silver elsewhere, not where you live. Be off the grid. And people have a vehicle that can take you in mountains and hills and woods if they have a dependable vehicle. Um, we saw what happened in Texas when they had those temporary shortages of power. People froze to death. This is going to be a very, very cold winter because it was a very, very hot summer. And we're going to have a fuel, and oil crisis. Gas prices about to increase as well, right? All right, thank you all again. I'm signing out this time for real. Queen out.